Now, some witnesses to that deadly shooting are still grappling with what happened, and my next guests are among them. Finn Foster and Hayden Lombardi are both from Brantford, Ontario, and are currently backpacking in Australia, and they happened to be there during the attack. I want to thank you both for joining us today. I understand you're in Brisbane, Australia now.
Yes, we are.
First, I just want to ask you both, how are you feeling as you process what it is that you witnessed just a few days ago?
We're still a little bit in distress. The fact that we did go through a terrorist attack is pretty heartbreaking, not just for us, but for the individuals that were affected by the attack. You watch the news and you see the attacks on live television, but when you're actually in a real attack, it's a whole different story. Your heart's racing and you have like adrenaline rush that you need to, get to safety. We're still trying to get through it and kind of process that it was reality and it wasn't kind of a dream. But yeah, we're going to get through it, and it's just hard for Australia to, get through this.
What exactly took place that you witnessed? What specifically happened that day, if you can take me back 48 hours?
Yeah, so me and my girlfriend, we were going to go for ice cream. Around 6:30, we just had dinner, and we were walking to McDonald's on the main strip. 5-6 steps away from McDonald's, we heard a bunch of popping sounds. I thought they were fireworks, and my girlfriend thought it was a car backfiring. We didn't really think much of it. We just kind of looked where we heard the shots from. And then from there, we just saw hundreds of people rushing off the beach. And that's when I kind of knew it was something more serious than fireworks. So we turned around and just started running back. As we were running back, cars were kind of pulling up on the sidewalk, jumping out of the car, grabbing their kids and just running for safety. As we got back to our hostel, I ran inside. My girlfriend opened the door and let people on the sidewalks that needed safety to get in. As I ran into the hostel, I was kind of in distress, and I was just telling people, I ran in, I was like, there was a shooting, and no one really kind of could believe what was going on. And that's when Hayden ended up finding someone that was in more distress.
Hayden, I'm wondering if you can tell me how you're feeling today. Have you had a chance to speak with your family? Of course, they must have been so concerned as well. And maybe it sounds like Finn has sort of left the story for you to pick up now of what happened.
Yeah, I've been in contact with my family. They were definitely worried, rightfully so. But as I was letting people in, trying to get them to safety, just because no one knew where to go, because most people were just there at the beach and didn't really have a place to go. There was a girl just crying on the curb who kind of looked like she didn't really know where to go. So I let her in and brought her in, got her some water and sat her down. And then she later told me that her family was at the celebration. She's Jewish, and she had gone back to her car to get something when the shots started going off, so she ran for safety. And just before the interview now, she reached out to me on Instagram and just expressed gratitude. And it was just kind of peaceful to hear from her and know that she's doing okay. But her uncle was the rabbi who passed away, unfortunately. And it just shows how selfless she is, that she's thanking me when she's the one who experienced such loss.
I can't imagine what this entire experience must have been like for both of you. And I understand that you did get a chance after the shooting happened to go to Bondi Beach or go to the area. What was it like after?
Yeah, so I went down to the beach about 25 minutes after the shooting took place. As we got down there, the police, it was too early for the police to flag everything off. So I pretty much got down right to where the shooting took place. Hayden was still with one of the girl that was suffering through this tragedy. But as I went down there was just cars left everywhere. Keys still in the car, doors open, bikes everywhere, phones everywhere, wallets everywhere, food everywhere. It just looked like everybody was, everybody's stuff was there, but just they weren't. It just looked like almost like there was a hurricane that took everybody, but just left everybody's stuff. It was not a really nice scene to see. And then towards when we got down to where the actual shooting took place, there was like bodies under tarps and stuff, and there's people like the emergency staff asking me and my German friend that I met that we walked down there, asking if we could do CPR and knew anything about like medical, and we said no, just because they needed a lot of people.